Hello everybody in William's class. Happy 1st of February! Today's learning objective for our PSHE lesson is, can I practice mindfulness and reflect on changes? It's that time of the week again. We're going to read a story from our current read, Rundell's The Book of Hopes. This story is called Mercaster. You won't find Mercaster on a map. Maps show rivers, mountains, and cities. They don't bother with clouds because clouds come and go. Except in Mercaster. The clouds came to Mercaster, but they did not go away again. They sat there on the roofs and in the squares and streets and gardens until it was wiped off the map. The world forgot Mercaster, and Mercaster forgot the world. If you were a Mercaster girl like Sunny Hotspur, for instance, you'd wear your hair in the Mercaster fashion, high and curly like your own personal cloud. You'd shop or chat using Mercaster's special app, which was called Gloom. You would not go out, not without a mask and snorkel, because inside a cloud it's wet, dull and endless. Once, Sunny asked her mum, "My name, Sunny, what does it even mean?" "It's just one of those words that make you feel nice but don't actually mean anything." There were a lot of words like that in the Mercaster dialect. For instance, view. There was a painting on the dining room wall in the Hotspur house called Foggy Day. It showed a foggy day. There was another called cumulostratus, which showed thick grey clouds with streaks of gold and yellow shining through the gaps. What were the streaks of yellow? "It's the painter ran out of grey and had to use that different colour," said Mum. Unconvinced, Sunny sat at her window scanning the passing murk for a glimpse of yellow. She never saw the streak of yellow, but she did see an eye, a deep, dark eye set in a wrinkle of murk staring at her. "The murk," reasoned Sunny, "has an eye, so it must have a head. If it has a head, it must have a bottom, which means the murk must have an end." Grabbing her mask and snorkel, she dashed outside. The moment she opened the door, she could hear something breathing. "The murk has a voice," she said to herself, and wondered if she could talk to it. That moment, something sniffed at her. Then, as if she was a flower, picked her up and hoisted her into the air. You would have known right away that this was an elephant and that it was lifting her with its trunk. High into the damp air she rose until she was, yes, above the murk. The sky was blue, the distance was green, and sometimes blossom white. Above her head, streaks of yellow. The elephant waved her around in the air. What was it doing? What did it want? "You're lost," yelled Sunny. "You're lost in the murk like us. You want me to find a way out?" She could guide the elephant out of here and leave the murk forever. But what about everyone else? Could she leave them all behind? While she thought, the elephant blew impatiently, and where it breathed, the murk grew thinner and light showed through. And when it breathed, it sounded like a trumpet. And another trumpet answered, and another, and another. There must be a dozen elephants lost. Sunny swung the trunk this way and that, steering her elephant towards the nearest elephant, then leading the two to the next elephant and the next, until she brought a dozen elephants together in the centre of the murk. "Now sing!" she cried. "Sing me a city!" And a dozen elephants trumpeted their happiness at finding each other, and their trumpeting tore the murk apart like tissue paper and unwrapped a city, with domes and towers and bridges and minarets and waterways, the city Sunny had lived in, but never till that moment seen. How lovely, there's a picture of a little girl riding on an elephant trunk. Very sweet. Mindfulness walk. The steady rhythm of walking is calming and comforting for many of us. If children are anxious about returning to school following the lockdown, we can use this mindfulness walk to distract them from worries about the future and bring them to the present moment. Walking mindfully allows children to connect with the world and feel more grounded. Walk slowly and deliberately, placing one foot in front of the other. Your starter activity for today's PSHE lesson is to go on a mindfulness walk. These are the steps that you will take before you go on a walk yourself. You're going to stand still and take several slow, deep breaths, which will help your body to relax. You're going to soften your focus and look at the ground in front of you. Smile. Smiling signals to the brain that something nice is happening. Walk slowly, focusing on the movements that go into each and every step. While walking, pay attention to what you see, smell, and hear. Stop from time to time to notice interesting objects or sounds. And at the end of the walk, stop and stand still again and take a few deep breaths. So let's have a go. Let's go on a mindfulness walk together. Off we go.
Hello, Williams class.
We'll see you soon. Thank you. Go then, let's go.
Well, he was a friendly man.
He is really friendly, isn't he?
Yeah.
It's good to talk to friendly people.
Yeah. I know him. He's a next door neighbor.
Yeah, look at these clouds.
Well, it's about to rain.
Do you think it's about to rain?
Yeah.
How do you know?
You could just see blueness from inside.
Yeah.
Cold place, it would melt. Even.
Can you hear that?
Yeah, that's an aeroplane.
Yeah. What else can you hear?
Tweets of the bird.
Yeah, the bird's tweeting.
Yeah, look at bird's house. Yeah.
Do you like that?
Yeah.
Good. Your turn. Good. Wow.
What is a bird?
Such beautiful bushes.
Oh, there's a bird.
Can you see another bird?
Yeah.
Good.
Oh, there's a... Did you take a picture of it?
I did. I took a video.
Yeah.
Ah.
That's a tree.
No, look, in front of you. No. Look, is it? What's that?
Oh, wow. It's kind of like car.
If we didn't go on the walk, would we see that?
No.
Yeah.
Lucky we went on a walk, because if we wouldn't went on the walk, we couldn't see this. I never seen this.
You've never seen this before. Do you want to go on a walk again soon?
Yeah.
It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah. Let's go on a long walk.
A longer walk.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure.
Did you have a nice walk?
Yeah.
That was lovely. I think, if anything, it's such a nice way to bond with family. And if you had a friend that you did a socially distanced walk with, amazing. Whichever way you chose to do the walk, I think you'll find that it was very rewarding. Now, we're going to talk about something known as change, dealing with change. Now, here's a little quote here that I really like. The secret of change is to focus all of your energy not on fighting the old, but on building the new. Now, we're dealing with lots of changes right now. Here's an activity to get you to think about the positive and negative sides of change. We can't change the current situation, but we can look for the good things about it to help ourselves feel better. It's a reminder that this time won't last forever. Here are some examples of positive and negative changes to get your own train of thought started. I have drawn up a table that you can use over here. You have two columns. On the left-hand side column, you have positive change, and on the right-hand side column, you have negative change. Now, it is related to your challenges, which I will go through now. Challenge number 1. Think about what was the benefit of going on the walk. Can you explain that to me? Task number 2 is to identify some positive and negative changes in your life. And task number 3 is to think of ways to think differently about your negative changes. I will give you an example of some changes that I have found in my life, positive and also not so positive. I would say that a positive change that has come from lockdown and from being inside all the time is that I have learned lots of new recipes. So I'm cooking and baking a lot more. So I'm going to write that. I have learned to cook and bake many different treats. And because this is good news, it's positive change that has come up, I'm going to do an exclamation mark because I'm so happy about it. And now a negative change is that, I haven't seen my friends in a really long time. Now, my best friend and I, we normally see each other a lot. And because of lockdown and because of the social distancing rules that we have to follow, because our safety does come first and our health does come first, it has meant that I haven't seen her for quite a long time, longer than I would have liked. So I would say that is a negative change that has come up in my life. So I have not visited or seen my best friend in a really long time. Now, this was something that really upset me, boys and girls, because I really wanted to see her and I found it so unfair that I couldn't. But then when you think about it, it is obviously because of your health and because you need to make sure that you are staying as safe as possible. And that does unfortunately mean not being able to see people as often as you did. So I thought to myself when I had this little wobble, what am I going to do about it? Am I just going to continuously think about the fact that I can't see her and be really sad about it? Or am I going to do something about it? I thought I'm going to do something about it because I don't like feeling sad for very long. So I thought then of a solution, which I'm going to write in another pen. And my solution, which was actually suggested to me by a really good friend of mine, this is why it's really important to talk about your worries or about something negative to somebody that you trust. So you could pick an adult, mum and dad, you can pick a sibling that you're really close to. Just pick someone to share your worries with, because you'll find that they will make suggestions that are actually really helpful, which is what happened with me. When I told my friend, I haven't seen my best friend in a really long time and I'm really sad about it, she then said to me, why don't you organise a Zoom call? And what you could do, Miss Gulzar, is have dinner together. So she could make dinner in her house, you can make dinner in your home, and then at the same time, you could meet on Zoom, which is another way to do video call. You could meet on Zoom and have dinner together, and it's as if you're eating together. And I thought to myself, do you know what? That is a really good idea. That is exactly what I'm going to do. And that's what I did. One Friday evening, my best friend and I organised a time to meet, and we had dinner together, and it was really lovely. And it made me miss her a little bit less. And it was like I was with her in real life. So that was a solution that I came up with. So I would say organise video calls. And then I'll put in brackets, eating dinner together. Eating dinner together. So that was a really nice solution. So what I would like for you to do is to think about any positive changes that have come up in your life, something that has changed but has made you smile. Then think about something that might not have made you smile as much. It was a bit of a negative change. But then to challenge yourself, can you think of ways to make that change better, or to make yourself feel better about that change? Like I did with not being able to see my best friend. I changed that by having her organize a time with me for Zoom and having dinner together. So I wonder if you can come up with solutions to your negative changes. Now, it is Mental Health Awareness Week this week, so it's really, really important that we're listening to our minds and that we're thinking and placing a lot of importance on, we're thinking about and placing importance on positivity and good thoughts and people and feelings and things that make us happy, nothing but happy. So this week is talking about that. You should think about it every week, but this week is a nice way to just be reminded of that. So I hope that you listen to your minds, that you think of some positive and negative changes, and that you are staying safe and that you are staying happy. And I'll see you very soon, Williams class. Bye.